I recently did a video when I took control over the Brooklyn Nets for 10 years because they're a team that's expected to make a lot of trades as a seller this year at the deadline. Today, I want to do that version for a team in the Western Conference, and that is going to be with the Portland Trailblazers. Because there's a chance, if they can, they would trade away guys like Anthony Simons, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton, and Matisse Thybulle. And what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I'm excited for this 10-year rebuild because this team is in a weird limbo spot. I should also have lumped in Robert Williams into those trade ideas as well. This team changed management when they went from Neil O'Shea to Joe Cronin a couple off seasons ago, and their biggest contracts were giving Anthony Simons basically $100 million, giving Jeremy Grant like $160 million, paying Matisse Thybulle $33 million, then basically paying Yusuf Nurkic as well. So today we're going to turn this team around because obviously there's too many centers on this team. I want Donovan Clingan to be the future, the 7'2" shot blocking machine, to be our franchise center. So that means Robert Williams, I think, easily is going to get traded at this deadline. Ayton, it's going to be a little bit tougher because he's making a decent amount of money. Jeremy Grant, I would like to move him. That's the goal, but he is also making a lot of money as well. Denny Avdia, they just traded for in the offseason. Still under a great contract. He's not going anywhere. Toumani Camara, I think, is one of the more underrated defenders in the NBA. He's not going anywhere as well. I think Shaedon Sharpe could also be the future of this team, but he needs to show that he could stay healthy and his efficiency needs to stay consistent. I still like Ryan Rupert as a flyer. The big question mark is Scoot Henderson. Third overall pick, super high expectations, was supposed to be the next Damian Lillard for this team in terms of expectations, and he has not been off to a good start throughout his first 2 years. He struggled with his three-point shot, finishing at the rim. The athleticism seems like it's not what it was at the G League Ignite. Here, they're going to trade me Jonathan Isaac. We got to take on maybe not the greatest contract in the world, but that's fine. We're not a big free agency destination. And he could be a good backup forward for us going forward. And I'm going to try to get two good valuable picks. Denver's pick this year, top 5 protected, so maybe not the best pick in the world, but that Phoenix pick in 2026. And we'd be sending Anthony Simons to a team that could use some shot creating and could use some scoring. They are going to just say flat out no to that. I mean, one first round pick does not seem great. Like, I'm okay turning trade override. If you watch the Pelicans rebuild, I did that because I think I would like for these to be a little bit more realistic. So maybe we're going to do that, but maybe I'm also going to simulate a little bit and just make a trade maybe at the start of January. I think 2 first round picks is a pretty fair return for Anthony Simons, and you guys were saying in the comments to pull this off as well. So yeah, we send Anthony Simons to Orlando. The 2018 first round pick is no longer on the Portland Trailblazers, and it's nothing crazy, but I am going to get a first round pick for Robert Williams. We're going to send him to the Houston Rockets. We're going to be getting Steven Adams matching salary in return. He could be a good mentor for Donovan Clingan. And then we're also getting a 2029 swap best between Dallas and Phoenix. And with this being a 10-year rebuild, we will definitely see that pick come to life. And the last trade we are going to make is we're going to send Jeremy Grant to the Memphis Grizzlies. We are going to be getting Brandon Clark and Luke Kennard back in this trade. Luke Kennard is an expiring contract. Maybe we flip Brandon Clark in a few weeks. I do have to attach in a young asset in Ryan Rupert. This one hurts, but I think that's going to offset giving up basically this large contract, and Memphis is taking it on. So Memphis, not a big free agency destination either. They can add another big time guy there to their roster. So we do have a lot of big men on this team right now. Like, we do have Adams, who probably won't play, Clark, who I think is going to get traded. Ayton, I could try to find a trade, but it's going to be really hard to pull that off. And I think if I move DeAndre Ayton in the offseason, I could then make Brandon Clark my backup center to Donovan Clingan. So the updated rotation, it's going to look like this. It's not great. We have Scoot Henderson, Shaedon Sharpe, Toumani Camara, Denny Avdia, Donovan Clingan. I'm just getting a lot of run with these guys playing together. That's what I want. Off the bench, it's DeAndre Ayton, Chris Murray, Delano Banton, Jonathan Isaac, and Brandon Clark. So guys like Dwight Breathe, Matisse Thybulle, Adams, Walker, and Kennard won't be getting minutes. And system proficiency, yeah, I mean, this is probably going to be the last year with Chauncey Billups as our head coach. Let's just go to the worst system proficiency because I just want to get a good draft pick in this upcoming draft. It's lottery protected to the Bulls, which we're obviously going to get. And Luka Doncic wins MVP. Zachary Reese-Hachey takes some Rookie of the Year. Sometimes it goes to Jared McCain. This time it goes to the #1 overall pick. And then Thompson winning a couple awards. We're not going to see any Blazers winning awards here. I would love to win the lottery. I would love to get like an Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper in here. Now, if we do get Dylan Harper, I wonder if that makes Scoot Henderson's future on this team a little unexpected, as 5 centers made all defensive second team. And hopefully Donovan Clingan can be on that one day. 47% from the field, 1.9 blocks a night, 8 rebounds, 6 points a game. He's obviously going to play a ton more next year. So taking a look at the standings at the end of year #1, we went 23-59. We finished with a negative 9.1 point differential. We finished with actually the worst record in the NBA. Scoot Henderson led the team in scoring. I mean, on the surface level, these numbers have improved from his rookie year. We're obviously going to give him a year 3 shot. If not, we draft a point guard in the first round. I wonder if I would flip Denny. Like, I wonder if we're going to just be bad for the next 3 more years. Should I just capitalize on his value now? why he's under this contract, because he did play well at the end of the year. I'm excited for Monty Kamara. I think he's got to be a starter next year, no matter what. And I think we're going to make some notable moves this offseason, like Brandon Clark could get traded. I would like to move DeAndre Ayton. I made a trade in the Pelicans rebuild for DeAndre Ayton that sent CJ McCollum back to Portland, which could be a fun idea here. Just opens up more minutes in the front court as the Mavericks get their revenge on the Celtics and win the NBA Finals. LeBron, Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry, Al Horford, Mike Conley all end up retiring. So we are going to see LeBron and Chris Paul head to the Hall of Fame. No Portland Trailblazers jerseys will be retired, probably until Damian Lillard retires. All right, so we are going to have a top 5 pick. As we know, the furthest we could drop to is the 5th pick. Don't screw me, 2K. We could end up with the 5th pick. Let's find out. And it's going to be pick 5. All right, well, that stinks. So the Sixers win the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. Wizards at 2. Hawks, wow. From the DeJounte Murray trade, that pick goes up to number 3 from the Lakers. The Pacers are picking 4, and the Blazers are picking 5. Only one Western Conference team picking in the top 5. And then we got the 23rd pick from that Anthony Simons trade. That's from the Denver Nuggets. We're just going to hope that the Phoenix Suns are bad next year, and we are going to look for a new head coach this offseason. Do I hire the greatest NBA Cup coach of all time, Darvin Ham? He has yet to lose a game in the NBA Cup. All right, I just offered 6 head coaching jobs, but a lot of them are to assistants. Don't let them all get blocked. Okay, so they all get blocked outside of Doug Christie, which was the guy I probably wanted the least. I offered Sam Cassell a job, Mitch Johnson from the Spurs, Scott Brooks, former Blazers. Did he coach the Blazers? He definitely did. I'm thinking of Terry Stotts, Chip Engelland, and then Jerry Stackhouse. We get Doug Christie on a 2-year deal from the Sacramento Kings. He's probably going to be more of like a bridge coach for us. And we're going to do that trade that I referenced to before. We're going to send DeAndre Ayton and a 2029 second to New Orleans for CJ McCollum, who's now going to mentor Shaedon Sharpe back here in Portland, which is kind of cool. Maybe we can get him a ring here if we bring him back like on a veteran contract throughout his mid to late 30s. And we're getting a former second rounder, Karlo Matkovic, in this deal. So I think it makes sense. New Orleans could use another big man, and Aiden's got 1 year left on his deal. So we have the 5th overall pick. If we take a look here at the mock drafts, Cooper Flag 1, looking at us, if we can get Dylan Harper at 5, that is an absolute steal. But I'm also like thinking of like Kasper Shakushanis, Trey Johnson, VJ Edgecombe as possibilities as well. So the number 1 pick is Cooper Flag going to the 76ers. The Wizards at number 2 are actually trading the pick. All right, let's see what we got here. Is it for Trae Young? It is for Trae Young. Okay, so now Atlanta has pick 2 and pick 3. They get Dylan Harper. Okay. I mean, I kind of like that for them long term. Well, no, I don't, because Trae Young is like an Atlanta Hawk and they shouldn't move him, but you get a cheaper point guard that's probably going to be just as good. But they're trading the 3rd pick for Lauri Markkanen. Why trade Trae Young if you're going to trade for Lauri Markkanen? Just pair them up together. I don't really get that, and they kind of overpaid there. So that's a great trade for the Jazz, and they take VJ Edgecombe. Damn, that's who I was eyeing, and Ace Bailey goes. So basically, a lot of the guys that I wanted, I really wanted Edgecombe, and he ends up going 3 because I still like his athleticism at Baylor. So I don't want Concanipple. I don't want Hugo Gonzalez. I think that's a little high. We could look at Kasper Shakushanis, but that means a Scoot Henderson maybe not going to be the guy going forward. I think Trey Johnson could be one of the more likely guys here out of Portland, but I wouldn't mind getting like a wing. That's what I would like. I mean, Kasper has the size. He's 6'5", but he's more of like a ball handling point guard. And I feel like that would just not be good for Scoot going forward. So an idea could be to trade down. All right, let's see if the Nets would want to move up from 9 to 5. And then could I also get, I would say like a 2028 New York Knicks swap. So we're going to move down 4 spots, but we're going to get a future swap in this deal. They say no, they counter. I don't want Terrence Mann. I mean, do I have like a random player I could throw in? I don't want to trade override this, even though I do think it's fair. I mean, could I throw in Carlo? Does that get it done? They would want the 22nd pick. I don't really want Terrence Mann. And I hate to do it, but I will give you Dwight Reith as well. Would they do this? They do. Okay, so we end up getting a future first. They take Nolan Traore, a guy I wasn't going to take. The Jazz, they are trading the pick for Alperen Şengün. All right. Alperen Şengün always gets traded on draft night, and the Rockets take Carter Bryant. And then the Hornets take Noah Essengay, guys I wasn't going to take. And then there goes Trey Johnson. Damn. All right, that is the guy I was going to look at. But you know what? I think I'm going to stick with Kasper Shakushanis here. And he was somebody I was going to take at 5. We get him at 9, and I got a future first round pick in exchange for it as well. So we did make the pick with the Denver Nuggets pick at 23. I took Ryan Kalkbrenner, who's currently playing at Creighton, a lot older than like some of the other centers that were on the board, like Kribas. I think Rocco Sikorsky and Kaman Maliwatch were both drafted. So if we do move Brandon Clark, he could be the backup to Donovan Clingan for the time being. Matisse opts in, no surprise there. It's just a bad contract we got to eat. We're going to pick up the team options on Sharp, Murray, and Scoot Henderson. We are going to offer Jabari Walker and Bryce McGowan's the qualifying offers, as we're not really going to be anything in free agency. And I want to see if I can get one of these Hornets first for Brandon Clark. Maybe this Heat lottery protected first. And they do want Brandon Clark. Let's go. Clark had a great market. So I was like, I may as well capitalize on that. So I'm just going to sign like a third string center. Luke Cornett, why not, on a 1-year deal? We actually have $35 million in cap space, funny enough. I would like to maybe bring back Devonta Banton. Like, I like him, but I also like having Scoot and Kasparis be my point guard duo. So maybe I'm not going to go after one. I also wouldn't mind trying to take a flyer on a power forward. Trendon Watford, bring him back. I'll bring Bol here. We're going to just still keep our cap sheet open. And I'm going to try to buy low on Shaedon Sharpe right now. A 4-year extension worth $96 million. Hopefully, he could prove me that this is a steal and this isn't an overpay. But yeah, can I even give a team option on the last year? Boom, there we go. So we do bring back Shaedon Sharpe. We get that extension done right now. Matisse, I'm not giving an extension to. And I still think we would have cap space next year as John Collins stays with the Jazz. A lot of these guys stay with their current teams. Jalen Duren goes to the Brooklyn Nets. And we get Jabari Walker back on the qualifying offer. Everybody progresses, which is nice. CJ McCollum actually regresses a decent amount down to an 80, but he's in his final year making about $30 million. But I'm excited to see what the rotation is going to look like to start off year number 2. And this is what the rotation is going to look like. Scoot, Sharpe, Kamara, Denny, and Donovan to be in the starting 5. As off the bench, we're going to have CJ McCollum, Kasparis Shakushanis, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Chris Murray, and Jonathan Isaac for the time being, which I like. Our pick is still going to be protected this year, so if we are one of the worst teams in the NBA under Doug Christie, we're going to be fine going forward. We do have CJ McCollum mentoring Shaedon Sharpe, as we did beat the Pelicans in our second game of the year. McCollum drops 30 points against his former team. Scoot dropped 38. That's probably a career high for him. DeAndre Ayton, 6 points and 8 rebounds. And at the trade deadline, hey, we're not like the worst team in the Western Conference. We are 21-30. If we did drop like 2 straight games, there's a chance we drop to 14 in the West. But the Jazz, who ended up trading away marketing, but Ed and Alperen Sengun are at the bottom of the West, as I'm sure they want to get AJ DeBanta, obviously playing at BYU. There's a connection with Ryan Smith, the owner, Danny Ainge, the GM. But yeah, we're 21-30. We have a negative 2-point differential, which is a lot better right now than we were last year. So it's nice to see this team is performing better this season. Scoot is going to make an interesting decision for me. Is he going to be the guy going forward? The shot is getting better, and we'll see what an extension looks like for Scoot at the end of the year. Shaedon has been good in year number 4. Maybe not taking that next leap that I would have liked, because you look at the shot and it's maybe not coming around. CJ McCollum has been, I think, a godsend for us as a 6th man and as a leader in the locker room. Denny's shot is cratering this year, which is sad to see. Kasparis as a rookie, I mean, he's going to go through the growing pains. Tamani Kamara, I want him to shoot the ball more, because I think he could be a great 3D piece and is still under a fantastic contract. Donovan Clingan, 37% from the field. I got to work on that, because I got to go into his tendencies, see what's up with that, because that should not be the case. Chris Murray, probably not even going to get his team option picked up at the end of the year, sadly. Because why is he shooting 37% from the field when he's not taking a single 3 a night? I don't know. And I don't think I'm going to make any trades this year. Like, I don't really want to move McCollum. I wouldn't mind bringing him back on a 1-year deal. Let's do it like I don't want to have a team option on it. We'll just give him a 1-year deal. $6.25 million. That is fine with me, even if he's the 9th man in the rotation. Matisse, you're not coming back on this team. And yeah, I don't think anybody wants to trade for Jonathan Isaac right now. I could see if there's a Chris Murray trade before I decline his team option in the offseason. And there really wasn't anything I loved, so it's just going to be end of an era for one of the Murray brothers here in Portland. So Luka Doncic wins MVP. Dylan Harper's your Rookie of the Year. Amen Thompson, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy, Most Improved, goes to Asord Thompson. So the Thompson brothers winning some awards this year. I'm not sure if we're going to get anybody on an all-NBA team. Probably not. Maybe Donovan Clingan on an all-defensive team. No, that doesn't happen. But Asord Thompson and Cooper Flagg both get on that. We don't get Kasparis Shakushanis on all-rookie first team, but he does make all-rookie second team. You know what? 36 from 3, 85 from the field, or excuse me, 85 from the line. I think he's going to be really good going forward. So maybe if Scoot doesn't develop like great passing tendencies, do we make Kasparis like an Anthony Black type role? Okay, Donovan Clingan is just very unhappy here, which is not great to see. I mean, Scoot is averaging 4.5 assists per game. I wonder if there's like a lineup that we can actually have Scoot, Kasparis, and Sharpe all out there at the same time. We did not make the play-in tournament this year. We ended up this season as the 12th seed in the Western Conference. I will double check the protections on the pick. That could be owned to the Chicago Bulls. Shout out to that era of Trailblazers basketball. It was a first for like Larry Nance Jr., and it just did not do anything for that team going forward. So I would say Donovan Clingan was a pretty big disappointment as the full-time starting center in year number 2. I mean, he's under contract for the next 2 years, so hopefully he could turn it around, because if so, maybe Ryan Kalkbrenner is going to be the next guy going forward. Denny's shot did drop a little bit. We'll see if like I would want to move Denny in the offseason, because Tamani Kamara, I think, is that guy for us. Like, I want to extend him. We already brought back McCollum, and I would like to add a bunch of rookies this offseason. So we are rooting against the Suns because we own their first-round pick. Thank you very much, Phoenix. You're going to give me a lottery pick. Oh, yeah. This first-round pick is basically lottery protected from 2022 to 2028, and then it turns into a second round pick. So we're going to be able to get our first round pick back from the Bulls as the Mavericks win it all. Maybe trading away Trae Young was smart because they ended up going to the finals a year later, and they ended up losing in 7. They were the 1 seed this year as well. There goes Brooke, KD, Curry, Russ, end of an era for sure. Klay Thompson retired as well, but they don't put Klay in the Hall of Fame. So right now we're projected picks 11 and 10, which is fine. Maybe we get some luck here, and that is not going to be the case. As the Thunder, oh my God, from the Clippers, Jazz, and Sixers have picks 1, 2, and 4. That is insane. We're going to own picks 10 and 11 in this draft. Do we have another one? We do not. So the next time we make the playoffs is when the Bulls will get our first round picks, until 2028. Then it just turns into seconds. And CJ McCollum is a no trade clause. I'm not moving him anyway. So I think I would love if there was a market for Jonathan Isaac. I don't know if I would trade anybody right now on draft night. We have picks 10 and 11. If we do look at the mock drafts, that would be getting guys I think some of these guys are just spelled wrong, but Nate Ament, I would really like. Jawan Lowe from Pittsburgh could be a fun ad, just because I know who these guys are. Jalen Harrelson. There is Darius Cuff Jr., City Gay, Dash Daniels. I also don't mind maybe trading these picks if it's for a rookie last year as a Thunder. Wow, they didn't take Cam Boozer #1, and he actually goes to the Pelicans. Does that mean Zion would be on the block? That is an unreal start. Peterson to Bansa, and they could have gone I don't know if they could have also gone all 3 of those guys if they drafted them differently, but that's just insane. Knicks take Nate Ament at 5. Yeah, I would have been shocked if he fell to 10, as we're going to see the Heat trade pick 6 for Miles Bridges and Isaiah Joe. Is Miles Bridges a Heat culture guy? I'm not too sure. There goes Kareem Lopez out of Mexico, who I think I would have drafted. So one of my picks is going to be Jasper Johnson from Kentucky. He's a combo guard, 6'6". His player picture looks so freaking skinny at 170 pounds. And I'm actually going to do this trade with the Toronto Raptors. I'm going to be sending them Jonathan Isaac and pick 11. We're going to be getting Toronto's 2028 lottery protected first that goes unprotected in 29. And Colin Murray Boyles. He was the 18th overall pick last year, currently playing for the South Carolina Gamecocks right now. And he, I think, could be a good defender for us and maybe better offensively than Jonathan Isaac already. He didn't play at all last year. And the Raptors are going to take Savion Drezgic. Sorry if I butchered that. Out of Georgia. Okay, was not expecting him to go there. The Raptors. This is a pick from the Pascal Siakam trade. Just traded that for Paul George. They're like, we got Jonathan Isaac. We're going all in right now. So yeah, we're going to sign Jasper Johnson, Ja Johnson. We're going to decline the team option on Chris Murray, which means after moving Isaac, we're going to have a little bit of cap space. Do we go after Luka Doncic? No, just kidding. And I wouldn't mind looking at maybe a young piece here in free agency. So we're going to let most of these guys walk, including Jabari Walker, who I don't think we really have a spot for on this team. Scoot wants a max. Could I get him for a discount now, doing it a year early? Probably. And I'm going to see if I could do that. So say we did 28.5 for 5 years. He declines that. Okay. I'm looking at Denny. Denny wants $20 million on a new extension. I don't know if I give him that. Maybe I look to move him right now. And I wonder if Charlotte would give me 2 future first round picks and Tijon Salon for Denny Avdia. They're going to say no. They counter it with that Toronto pick. So they would give me 1 first round pick. I don't really have anybody that I would just throw in this trade right now. I would throw in multiple seconds. I don't really love giving up a first in this deal. They would want Kalkbrenner. Wow. And they'd give me 3 first round picks. I like Kalkbrenner. I do, but he's 24 years old. I do get him pretty cost effective for the next 3 years. And having all those picks, I don't know if it's worth it down the line. So let's say I ask for Tijon Salon in a 2030 first, and I give you 2 seconds. Don't ask for Kalkbrenner. Please, don't ask for Kalkbrenner. All right, so you know what? We'll do this trade. I get 2 Charlotte picks. I do have to give them Toronto's first. I give them Denny, and they give me Tijon Salon. And we do have a lot of money to spend as well. I mean, we could see if any of the top young guys don't get a rookie extension. I will offer Scoot $29 million for 5 years. He declines that as well. So after moratorium, I mean, J-Dub is unrestricted. I would love to have J-Dub here. He doesn't even have a real offer. All right, let's offer J-Dub a 4-year deal. Pretty much max money to come here. And I think nobody else is going to give him a deal. And he's somebody we could build around on this team. And yeah, we just gave J-Dub 40 mil, which basically we saved by going from Denny to Tijon Salon. And honestly, for Scoot, I'm going to give him a 3-year extension worth 90 million, similar to Jalen Green, which I actually think is kind of a good comparison right now for what Scoot has done so far. But I'm not doing a player option on the last year. And Scoot is going to come back to Portland on that. So if we look at our cap sheet right now, we have a lot of money owed to Shaedon Sharpe, J-Dub, and Scoot Henderson going forward. We really need Scoot. I don't know why he's got a morale decrease right now, but we really need Scoot and Sharpe to take another step this year. Hopefully Salon and Klingon could show something. And I'm glad I didn't have to move Kalkbrenner. I'm excited to see what Jasper Johnson could do and Colin Murray Boyles. And then we're probably going to fill out the roster with just a bunch of veteran minimums. Luka does go back to the Dallas Mavericks. So J-Dub is a 90, and it's probably going to go up a little bit more. I don't know. I may I think I'm going to play him at the small forward spot, which means Kamara does have to go to the bench because I want to, I think, experiment with T-John or Colin Murray-Boyles as the starting power forward. All right, so here's going to be the rotation this year. It's going to be Scoot, Sharp, J-Dub, who's now like the veteran on this team, CMB, and Donovan Clingan. Off the bench, we have Tumani Kamara, T-John Salon, Kasper Shakushanis, Jasper Johnson, and Ryan Kalkbrenner. I am not playing CJ McCollum. There's just probably no point in having him eat into like Jasper Johnson's minutes right now. So he's going to go out on top. Like a really good final year. Playing notable minutes. We did sign Dean Wade, Trey Jones, and Jordan Miller kind of on these veteran minimums. Under Doug Christie, we're 3.5 stars. His contract is done at the end of the year, so he's playing, or coaching, I should say, for another job. If the Knights are going to be like this, I don't know if he's going to have another one. And for the first time in a while, we are above 500 here at the deadline. We are 31-18 with a 5.7 point differential. We're actually on an 11-game winning streak, which is kind of incredible. Taking a look at the stats throughout the season, Scoot Henderson is averaging 19.9 points, but it's giving me really good efficiency, 38% from 3, 87% from the line. Shaden Sharp has been really good. J-Dub is not scoring as much as I would have liked, so maybe we're going to change that. I should move his position back to the small forward spot. Colin Murray-Boyles is shooting 38% from 3. Tumani Kamara is a free agent at the end of the year. T-John Salon shooting 36% from 3. Donovan Clingan 38% from the field. Wow, I did not expect Donovan Clingan to be maybe like it after 2 years. Wow, Kasper Shakushanis. I was like so convinced he was going to be an elite shooter this year. That has not been the case. Jasper Johnson, he's been fine as a rookie. Do I start Ryan Kalkbrenner over Clingan? I may do that. And then there's a chance I got to move Donovan Clingan in the offseason. So yeah, I think I'm going to start Kalkbrenner throughout the rest of the season, which is actually insane. Yeah, he doesn't even want to resign with us. So this could be Donovan Clingan's last year on the Blazers. I don't think I'm going to trade him right now because I would like to make the playoffs. I am going to make J-Dub, though, a small forward where he goes up to a 94 overall. That's cool. And yeah, I just want to get playoff basketball here in Portland. And if that's going to be the case, Doug Christie is going to get a nice extension from us. And Wemby wins MVP after the 2027 season. AJ Depensah is your rookie of the year. Jeremy Sohan, 6th man of the year. Wemby Depoy, most improved is Jalen Hood-Schifino, and Ace Bailey is your clutch player of the year. And yeah, this is all NBA first team with Jokic, Luka, Ja, and there is Wemby. Second team, you got Shea, LaMelo, Paolo, Giannis, and Dylan Harper. Third team, you have Şengün, AD, Tatum, Cooper Flag, and Evan Mobley. No awards for the Portland Trailblazers outside of Jasper Johnson on all rookie second team. So I think Clingan, Yakushanis, and then Jasper Johnson all got all rookie second team honors. Well, who was her? Yeah, I think so. That would make sense. So we actually ended up as a play-in tournament team. Damn. We went 50-32 and we're a play-in team. Damn, we would have been tied for the 3rd seed in the West, but instead, wow, the West was actually loaded this year. That is crazy. 50 wins earned you a play-in tournament spot, not a top 6 spot, as Scoot finishes our leading scorer, followed by Sharp, J-Dub, Murray-Boyles, and Kamara. I still can't believe Clingan was that inefficient this year again. And are we able to beat the Pelicans in round number 1? Do they still have Aiden? Actually, they do. They still have DeAndre Aiden, so he's looking to get revenge on us. Let's see if we're able to pull off the victory, as we don't have CJ McCollum in the rotation anymore. We are threatening losing this one. All right, so we're down by 3, 5.5 minutes left, down by 2. I'm trying to be the 7th seed. I don't want to be the 8th seed. Why is Tumani Kamara in at center? Now, he's a good enough defender to guard some center, sure. And we have J-Dub guarding, okay, Giannis. We have Kasper Shakushanis in this game. All right, this is a weird rotation out here. I forgot they also have Cameron Boozer there as well. Kasper's, wow, he's got A+ perimeter D. Maybe that's going to earn him a spot here going forward. They're running a play for DeJounte Murray, but Kasper is a good defender, so I'm not too worried as he's going to pull up. I gave him too much room. And yeah, we got Kalkbrenner in right now instead of Donovan Clingan. I can't believe this is going to be it. Oh, I had Sharp wide open for 3. That's a good foul by Hawkins. Damn, J-Dub's got 24 points in this one. Let's see if we can have him cook a little bit. Give me a screen. Is this Colin? Yeah, this is CMB. Let's see what we can do. Oh, get to the rim, J-Dub. Nice move right there. 26 points. Acrobatic layup. Brings it back to a 3-point game. All right, we're playing good defense on Hawkins. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, Shaden. Good defense. Great defense by Shaden Sharp on Jordan Hawkins. Is that a 3-second violation? Yes, it is. Fantastic defense by Shaden. And we're going to go right back at Jordan Hawkins, who cannot stay with Shaden Sharp. Shaden Sharp gets a great look for 3, and he misses it. Kalkbrenner with the rebound and an easy putback. But damn, that's a shot Shaden Sharp needs to hit if he wants to get paid $100 million, which I did pay him. So come on, return the favor. I don't know if Colin Murray-Boyles is from South Carolina, but I'm pretty sure Zion is from South Carolina. So it could be, you know, South Carolina on South Carolina, and Zion gets around me. All right, let's see if Scoot can operate out of the pick and roll here. Yep, he can. He's going to get around his former teammate, DeAndre Aiden, and he's going to throw that down back to a 1-point game. It is crazy. This is the biggest Blazers game in, I'm trying to think how long. When was the last time they were in the playoffs? It's actually been, I feel like, forever, as Zion is going to miss that. Rebound by Kalkbrenner. Kick it up to Shaedon Sharpe. Let's see what we can do. Over to J-Dub. Inside, right at Brandon Ingram. And he's going to miss the layup. No, that would have gave us the lead. And Aiden's going to finish that inside. All right, J-Dub coming off a screen. He gets a great look for three. J-Dub, yes, he knocks it down. Big shot right there by Jalen Williams. Ties us 123 apiece. Zion trying to get on Conmurray Boyles, and he can't score. CMP's giving him that good D right there. J-Dub, can we get to the rim with him? Oh, I don't want to turn it over. Okay, we're fine. Oh, Brandon Ingram trying to go for the steal. Oh, kick that out to Sharpe. Nice pass there. No, what is the spacing? Oh, Zion was able to get the contest on that. We really had the numbers right there after Brandon Ingram tried getting that steal. This isn't good. I don't love this. All right, Sharpe. They're going to kick it over to Zion. We're going to help, but I'm not going to help too much. Yeah, no way Zion hits that. He's going to miss that. 19 seconds. We're taking the final shot. Get it to our highest paid guy, Jalen Williams. Let's call for the isolation. All right, we're going to get a screen from Conmurray Boyles. I kind of wanted it from Kalkbrenner, but it's fine. J-Dub, can he get around Zion? J-Dub, get him in the air. He does. Left hand is good. That gives J-Dub 31 in the lead. J-Dub, man, that is showing why he was worth every penny in the offseason. Can he get us into the playoffs as the 7th seed? We just need to play good defense, and we're going to advance. I'm not worried about DeAndre Ayton here, so I'm here. Yep, no way Jordan Hawkins hits that. Oh my God, in and out, but we are going to survive. So that means we're going to be taking on the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs. Scoot, Sharpe, hopefully can lead the way with J-Dub. Yeah, the Mavericks pretty much kind of look the same in the starting five. They did add Clint Capella. They've added Asa Newell, KJ Simpson, Josh Primo as well. And yeah, just 31 points from J-Dub. As the Pelicans did still advance, they beat the Rockets in the next round. Hopefully we can too. Now for the playoffs though, I am not going to play Jasper Johnson. We are going to go to this 9-man rotation. Yeah, Klingon is, man, it's crazy, but Klingon is probably gone after this year, which is kind of a wild change of just what I envisioned for him, because I really thought that he was going to be like the franchise center and I was going to pay him the big bucks, but it's not looking like that's going to be the case. So game number 1, J-Dub, 32 points in 31 minutes. He did get into foul trouble. It looked like Kalkbrenner had 5 points and 5 rebounds. Klingon, watch him play well enough where he's going to make me want to put him back into the starting 5. We do go down 2-0. I'm not expecting to win this playoff series. Klingon did play good there. He's just such a good shot blocker. We do win game 3. J-Dub only playing 29 minutes. I guess it's because, I don't know, is like Conmurray Boyles like getting some small forward minutes? I guess so is Kamara. I'm not sure. Game number 4, we do end up going down 3-1. Scoot dropped 37. All right, Scoot's had a very successful playoff series, which is something we need to see going forward. Are we going to lose in 5? Yes, we do. But hey, you know what? At least we made it to the playoffs this year in year number 3, and we're going into the right direction right now. I think Shaedon Sharpe is somebody, though, that I'm going to keep an eye on, and I wonder if a team, like he's still just 23 years old, which is incredible after 5 full years in this league. I wonder if something would change there, if a team would want to take a chance on him. We have some draft picks. We can maybe attach onto him if we wanted to go to a different route, because Jokic, 40-point triple-double, they sweep the Magic. I don't think we're ever going to be a free agency destination unless we get lucky like that with J-Dub again. Like, he's a young player. Went to Santa Clara, I mean, kind of closer than OKC, as there goes Paul George on the Raptors and James Harden on the Knicks. We will add some expansion teams later on throughout this. I don't know how much this is going to change the NBA, but why not? 29 owners want to change it. Let's do it. So this is basically going to be a FIBA rule. Modify the goaltending rule such that once the ball hits the rim, any player can legally make a play on the ball, which is something you saw in the Olympics, which I think could actually be kind of cool. Draft lottery time. We actually have to give our first round pick now to the Chicago Bulls since we made the playoffs. This was, I think, the final year that it could happen. But we do have, I think that Miami pick is lottery protected. So we're just going to have one lottery pick. And that Heat pick actually ended up going to number 2. We are going to have, not the Hornets pick at number 4. That probably had a protection on it as well. So do we even have a first round pick in this draft? We do not, because I do have to give my 24th overall pick here in the 27th draft to the Chicago Bulls. And yeah, I'm going to bring back Doug Christie as my head coach. I thought he did a really good job. Bringing us to the playoffs, I think, is a good start. I don't know if I'm scared to commit another 4-year deal to him. So I think we're just going to give him a nice 2-year extension. And I think this is going to be a draft where we're not going to make any notable picks. I'm probably going to trade away Donovan Klingon, which kind of stinks, but I think we can get a nice return for him. Tracy Black was the number 1 pick, a combo guard out of Indiana. Next highest, or pretty much the highest Indiana drafted player since Victor Oladipo and Cody Zeller. Cody Zeller went to Indiana, right? Or am I tripping? Was it Wisconsin? No, yeah, he went to Indiana with Oladipo, which is kind of nuts. And then they had 2 top 5 picks. But this Charlie Huggins guy out of Duke looks really good. Drafted there with the 3rd pick. So we're going to pick up the team options on everybody here. Salon being $10 million is a lot. We're going to commit to it, though. I wonder actually what Denny did over in Charlotte this year. And I wonder if they're going to eventually extend him. Charlotte Yeah, Denny's got 1 year left on that deal. He was fine. I just didn't want to pay him major money in a year. Jordan Miller, we're not going to bring back. So before free agency starts, I mean, I don't think I'm going to sign a Cat, a Wemby, a Jokic. I think Kalkbrenner is probably going to be the starter next year. I think we could look to one of these guys to be the backup. All right, I'm actually going to make this trade with the Spurs. I'm going to get Stephon Castle for Donovan Clingan. I almost traded him to Memphis for Jalen Wells and 2 first-round picks, but they want to have a Clingan Wemby front court, and they're willing to part ways with Stephon Castle, which is going to be kind of sweet for us. But I also think it makes Shaedon Sharpe potentially on the block, because I'm going to have to pay him back in a year, or I'm going to have to re-sign Stephon Castle. Tamani Kamara, I'm going to give him a 4-year deal. Team option on the last year for $5.25 million. I love that. Maybe he's better in real life than he is in this game, but I think that's a steal. And Robert Williams, I wonder if I could, he's getting 3 years, $25 million. I don't mind actually bringing him back to be the backup to Kalkbrenner. I could go for Nick Richards, Jalen Smith, Goga Patate, who doesn't really play all that well in this game sometime. Isaiah Jackson, Krivas ended up being here. He's a rookie drafted in the second round a few years ago. I'm looking at all these guys. Name is Keita. Could be a guy as well. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I'll bring in Keita here on we'll do 3-year deal with a team option on the last year, and I should be able to afford him on that. And we are going to sign him. Name is Keita. Let's go. So yeah, Wemby goes back to the Spurs. They're going to rock with the Clingan Wemby front court. As De'Aaron Fox goes to the Clippers, Miller to the Hornets, Triple J to the Wizards. All right, that's kind of a shocker. I wonder if Jeremy Grant's still there. You got Jalen Green signing with the Bucks, RJ Barrett with the Lakers. And then if we look at a potential Castle extension, okay, I can't look at that right now. Salon, $22 million. You're out of your mind, but we'll see if he can play well this year. And J-Dub is up to a 93 overall. Scoot's progressing. Sharp, wonder if he's plateauing right now. There's Stephon Castle at an 86. I like to see the progression from a lot of these guys right now. And with Jasper Johnson, I expect to extend Stephon Castle. I wonder if that means Shaedon Sharpe could be traded at the deadline, maybe Salon as well. All right, so I'm actually going to trade away Tijon Salon before the season starts for a 2031 first-round pick in AJ Johnson, who currently hasn't played much in the NBA, from the Minnesota Timberwolves. It gives us another draft pick. I wasn't going to pay Salon the big bucks. We do have 4 first-round picks in this draft. This swap best with the Knicks and the Nets could be valuable. We have 3 first-round picks in 2029. We have 2 in 2030. We have 2 in 2031 as well. Because I was going over the rotation, and I just felt like there wasn't going to be enough minutes for some guys going forward, so that's where the cut was going to be. I think we're going to go about 15 to Kamara. We'll go about 11 to Jasper Johnson. This is going to be the bench of Kasperi Shakushanis, CMB, Keita, Kamara, Johnson, with this starting 5 being Scoot, Castle, Sharp, who I thought about trading, but we'll see what we're going to do with him, J-Dub, and then Kalkbrenner. So system proficiency, 3.5 star balanced under Doug Christie. Started off the season with a 1-point victory against the Houston Rockets. All right, so we are 20 games above 500 at the deadline. We are 35-15. We have a 7.5 point differential. I think this could be the first year that we get maybe a home playoff series, and we can maybe win a playoff series as well. J-Dub is the leading scorer, followed by Sharp, Henderson, Castle. Maybe with his scoring being down, we can get him back on a discount. We'll see. Colin Murray Boyles has been great. Kasperi Shakushanis is becoming more efficient this year. 52% true shooting, which is the highest it's been of his career. Kalkbrenner, 51% from the field, 11 rebounds a night. Guy is a beast. Tamani Kamara, been good for us. Nemez Keita, I think a good backup 5. And then there's Jasper Johnson as well. So I don't think I'm going to make any trades at the deadline. I think unless he has an insane playoff run, Shaedon Sharpe will get, I mean, he's been great this year. We'll see. We'll see what we're going to do, because I don't know if I can pay max money to Castle, Sharp, Henderson, and J-Dub. So it's going to be interesting to see like what our mindset is after the 2028 playoffs. As Luka Doncic wins MVP, Alvin Pickett is your Rookie of the Year to the Miami Heat. He was the 2nd overall pick. Kai Boswell, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby, Depoy, Most Improved goes to Joel Bethea. John Morant, Clutch Player of the Year. And Jason Kidd is your Coach of the Year. All-NBA first team, you got Luka, Wemby, Jokic, Cooper Flag, and John Morant. Second team, you got Cade, Mobley, Shea, Paolo, and Giannis. Third team, LaMelo, Miller, Şengün, Edwards, and Abansas. So no Portland Trailblazers, sadly. I feel like we can get J-Dub there. Of course, Donovan Clingan. All right, so like 11 points, 13 rebounds. But if my center is shooting 41% from the field, that is, and like 67% from the line, I feel like that's a negative to my offense as a whole. So I don't know if we're going to regret that trade. We'll see. Ben Seraph is finally a rookie in this league, was drafted like 3 years ago. There's Tracy Black. Looks pretty good. There's Alvin Pickett, who was the 2nd pick. And then I think Charlie Huggins was that good Duke player. We'll see how he develops. But yeah, we ended up as the 2 seed in the Western Conference. So finally, the Portland Trailblazers could maybe be like a young wrecking crew here in the NBA. We are like 60 wins. Shout out to Doug Christie on this team. I don't know if we're here. Like, obviously the team is better, but I don't know if we're here with Chauncey Billups as our head coach. So I think once again, like, we're going to have to cut somebody from the rotation for the playoffs. It's either going to be Jasper Johnson or Tamani Kamara. And I think I value Tamani's defense a little bit more. So we're going to have him there. Kasparis, good player, but I think I'm going to lower his minutes for the playoffs and up Kamara's a little bit because we can use him a little bit more. Let's go 24 to Colin Murray-Boyles, 30 to Kalk. Let's go 37 to J-Dub. Let's go 33 to Sharp. Let's go 35 to Scoot and 32 to Castle. So round number 1 against the Denver Nuggets, they have added Kwame Evans, John Collins, Nikola Vucevic, Dennis Schroeder. All right, still an 85 at 34. He just got traded this year. Michael Porter Jr. is coming off the bench. Malik Beasley and Cam Johnson. All right, a couple former Nets on their team. Last time these two teams played in the playoffs was electric. Let me actually double check. It wasn't. I was going to say it was the last time they played back in 2019 where there was that like multiple overtime game. And I think it went to 7. But no, they played again in the 2021 playoffs where Denver ended up beating the Blazers in 6. So yeah, that was the last time the Blazers were in the playoffs until last year. But we get off to a great start with a nice dub. We do end up losing game 2, 117-116. I mean, it's going to be tough to beat Jokic. We'll see how Kalk Brenner looks against them. Game 3, we end up going down 2-1. This would be a disappointing loss though. Like, this is a series we should win as a 2 seed. We just won 60 games. We bounce back. We win game 4. J-Dub drops 32 points. Game 5 goes to Denver. 140-119. That is brutal. Don't lose game 6, please. Please. All right. We're going to a game 7. J-Dub drops 24. He's been averaging basically 24 here in the playoffs. Let's do this. Game 7 against Denver. Can we beat them? We get off to a good start. We outscore them by 7 in the first quarter. We are up 55-81. Yeah, we are going to be advancing in round 2. We win our first playoff series since basically 2019. Scoot Henderson, welcome to stardom, maybe. That is what I'm talking about. Scoot, Stephon Castle drops 29. Shaedon Sharpe drops 20. And we're taking on OKC in round number 2. That's a great OKC team. It's J-Dub's former team. Oh, man. Game 1, we do end up beating them. 121-115. Shaedon Sharpe drops 25. He's playing for a spot on the team next year. 133-115 J-Dub. 43 points against his former team. Game 3 goes to OKC. Sharp drops 23. Scoot drops 32 in that loss. And they tie it up. All right, so every home team has won so far. We win the first 2. They win the next 2. Stephon Castle had a nice 30-piece right there. Game 5 goes to Portland. 122-112. We're 1 game away from the conference finals, and it's going to happen as the Portland Trailblazers make it to the 2028 conference finals to take on the 1-seeded Dallas Mavericks. They've added Zach LaVine. Austin Newell is now a starter. This is a team that beat us last year. They have Chris Murray, an old friend. You have Detroit and Brooklyn over there in the East, which I believe is the Jalen Duren Bowl, because Jalen Duren is the starting center for Brooklyn. So they got Nolan Traore. That's who they traded up for. He's a good player. We just had Scoot. Tracy Black. He'll come around as a good player for sure. So we're up 1-0, which is great. Obviously. Scoot with a double-double. Sharp with 21. Game 2 goes to Dallas. 102-92. Sharp at 20. Colin Murray-Boyles, 2 of 10. Okay. He is shooting 40% from 3, which I love. We do end up winning game 3. Scoot drops 29. Game 4, we do end up winning this one. 112-97. 24 points for Colin Murray-Boyles. 20 for Shaedon Sharpe. Game 5 goes to Dallas. 114-111. Scoot with 28. Castle with 22. And we do end up losing. Damn, game 6. All right, we got blown out by 49 points. That is embarrassing. Game 7, all hands on deck. Winner advances to the NBA Finals. Don't blow this. Oh, this sucks. This sucks. I don't feel good about this. We're up by 3, though. What a third quarter. We outscored them by 13. Come on. Yes, we're up by 15. We're going to the NBA Finals. I thought we were dead to rights there in the first half. Scoot drops 30. Kalk with a double-double. And we are advancing to the NBA Finals. Scoot Henderson, a guy I was questioning keeping long-term, ends up getting Conference Finals MVP. And we're going up against Cade and the Pistons. So Scoot obviously has like great potential in 2K, obviously because of the pedigree he's had as a prospect before. I wonder though, if he finishes off the season not the best, like what does he look like in 2K26? Is he somebody that, you know, it kind of fizzles out? And is it going to be different? So we're taking on Portland, who have Cade, Ivy. We're not taking on Portland. We're taking on Detroit. Soren Holland is a sick wing duo. They have Mitch Robb. They have Mathurin, Igor Demon, Keldon Johnson, and Marcus Sasser coming off the bench. And we win game 1 by 10. Is Doug Christie about to bring a title to Portland? But we do lose game number 2. Let me not get cocky here. Last time they won the finals was 1977 under Bill Walton. Rest in peace. We end up losing by 15 in game 3. Not good. I mean, we're in the finals here. I think for some guys, they're going to get less minutes. Toumani Camara, 15. Because Parashak Ushanis can't hit a shot to save his life. He's going to get like 7 minutes a night, actually. Colin Murray-Boyles has been good. J-Dub, I want 40. Scoot, I want 39. Castle, 34. Sharp, 34. And let's go 32 to Kalk. Game number 4. Let's win this. Damn it, we go down 3-1. We lose by 5. So we win game 1. They win 3 in a row. Can we come back down 3-1? Nope, we end up losing in 5. Damn, we win game 1, and then they end up winning 4 in a row. Jaden Ivey is cemented in NBA history. He wins Finals MVP. Damn. All right, so there goes CJ McCollum. We could not get him a ring. Oh, I forgot about that. That sucks. At least we got him in the NBA Finals for the first time in his career, and we definitely should retire his number. And I also wonder, like, no, Klingon's efficiency wasn't bad because of the goaltending change, but yeah, because Kalkbrenner was fine, so it's really weird. We're going to add expansion teams eventually, and here we are at the 2028 draft lottery. We may have 3 top picks. That's insane. Oh my god! You're kidding me! That has never happened. That's just like hitting like a slot machine jackpot. We get picks 1 via Charlotte. Thank you, Denny of DL, or maybe Brandon Clark. I think that was Denny. We get pick 2 because we traded down in the 2026 draft, and we get pick 3, I believe, also from the Denny of DL trade, or a trade we made with Charlotte to get Miami's first. That is insane. We also own 21 via the Bucks, I think from the Dame trade. That is crazy. Do we own any other picks in this draft? No, that Bucks is a swap. So, wow. I just got picks 1, 2, and 3. That is insane for our bench going forward. And if we take a look at the mocks, Mikey Green looks pretty good. He's a wing. Do I take all these guys? I don't know. Like, I could dangle a trade, but like, I don't want to take on more money long term. Like, we were just in the finals. J-Dub needs an extension in 2 years. Same with Scoot. I got to pay Castle this offseason. Sharp's got 1 year left. So yeah, we're definitely taking Mikey Green. I wouldn't mind maybe drafting a center, but that, like, it's just so much money. So maybe we trade down. We'll see. So the number 1 overall pick, Mike Green, easy money right there. We're going to take him. I don't know, like, I got to start him next year. So if we do move Sharp, that makes things a little bit easier. We took Tomas Stevens here with the 2nd overall pick. So he's probably going to back up. Like, maybe I don't pick Kalkbrenner eventually, and he's the guy going forward. But yeah, his ceiling was Wilt, and his floor was DeAndre Jordan, which was pretty good. All right, I may try to push off some of these draft picks because I'm never going to be able to play and afford all these rookies for the same class. So does Golden State want to give me 4 future first-round picks for my 2 first in this draft? They say no. They counter it. We could do a swap with them. That's fine. I didn't really love anybody on the board. They take Doug Bailey out of Maryland. Watch him be better than Tomas Stevens, and then I'll regret that one a little bit. But either way, I just could not add 3 rookies at the top, unless it was like the Bansa, Peterson, and Boozer, because that would have been kind of cool. Or if it was like Flag, Bailey, and Harper. But these guys, they're just too unpredictable and have way too much variance. Like Joe Gill, I was looking at as well. Wow, he actually looks pretty good. All right, that's fine, but we are just kind of pushing out these picks, and Mike Green looks really good, and we can take Tomas Stevens. Like, he's making, what, $18 million a year? That's a lot of money for a number 1 pick. So I don't think I'm going to be able to afford my Kalkbrenner and Colin Murray Boyles when they eventually become free agents. We're going to give Stephon Castle and AJ Johnson the qualifying offers. I would like to bring back Stephon Castle, but not for $40 million a year. If he gets that, I may have to say, like, have fun, and like, we wish you the best. So a lot of people, I think, are trying to sign, I don't know if it was Devin Booker and Zion. I mean, they're giving them 1-year deals. I just wonder if people pivot to Stephon Castle, and I'm going to lock him up on a great deal. 3 years, $86 million, but I think it's like a 4-year deal worth like $110 million, and then last year's a team option. So we're going to get him back on that. AJ Johnson comes back on the qualifying offer. J-Dub's a 93, Scoot's an 89. Castle's an 87, Sharp's an 87, Boyles is an 86. There's Jacques Shanis, who's probably going to be in his final year because I really can't afford him. And Scoot, like, he was always like a safety plan or a backup in case Scoot flamed out or I didn't have Scoot as my long-term guy. All right, so I think for the regular season, we may not give Tamani Kamara minutes. I may switch up the vibe of this too. Like, at the end of the year, I'm going to add some expansion teams. This is going to be the starting 5 with Mike Green being the 6th man and Tomas Stevens overtaking the backup center role from Nemeas Queta. And then I'm going to add some expansion teams. I may put injuries on for like the back half of this as well, because it could just kind of incentivize having a deeper team, which we do have right now. And obviously if injuries happen, you can just be able to have that depth. All right, we're going to add a Mexico City team. Why not? I wonder if there's like a European team I can add as well. Just like, let's just get this to become globally. Hopefully they're going to invest a lot into maybe quicker planes. Maybe not going to be great for the environment, but we're going to have to add some international teams, I think. So Mexico City, we're going to add a team. I mean, I could add a Canadian team, and we're going to add a China team. Why not? Oh my God. That'd be insane to get to. I'm sure they'd pay the NBA a lot of money to get in here. So we're going to add the China Dragons, geez, and then the Mexico City Aztecs. I could not think of more creative names for those teams. I guess the community designers couldn't. So that's going to be our team. This could be the last year for a lot of guys. We are 4 stars. Hopefully we can get back to the NBA Finals. Looking at our salary cap breakdown, like a lot of guys under contract, but new extensions on the horizon. Shaedon Sharpe, I mean, that team option is very friendly. Probably going to pick it up, but there's a chance he gets moved. And I don't know if any of these guys are going to be back next year in Yakushanis, Kalkbrenner, CMB, or AJ Johnson. So Wemby wins MVP this year. He's just turning into one of the greatest players of all time at a 99 overall. I'm excited to do like a Spurs long rebuild and just have Wemby on my team. Jorge Villa is your rookie of the year, shot 37% from three, looks really good. He was the 8th overall pick, but he's already 24 years old. He was actually drafted a couple years ago. I wanted Joanmo out of Pittsburgh. I enjoy watching his game. I think he's not really playing himself as a first round pick this year in the ACC, but I enjoy watching him for the Panthers as we got coach of the year in Doug Christie. Let's go, man. What a hire that was for us. Do we win anybody on an All-NBA team? We do not. Okay. And there's Donovan Clingan, who actually got a massive payday by the Suns and is now shooting 48% from the field. So maybe I needed to be more patient with him. There's Mike Green, who can just like easily replace Shaedon Sharpe going forward. I don't know. And there's Tomas Stevens on all rookie second team. So we got the 1 seed. I didn't make any trades. I didn't make any contract extensions. I said we're riding and dying with this last iteration of this team because I do think it changes in the offseason. Us and the Pistons, the 2 clear best teams in the NBA. I wonder if that's just going to be the inevitable finals. We are going to just kind of trim the rotation, maybe a tad for the playoffs. So, I mean, Tomas Stevens, we need a big there. Jasper Johnson, I think again, I'm going to remove from the rotation. And like Tamani Kamara is not going to get in there. Because Barishak Ushanis can get like 10 minutes a night. I think we could stick with about 21 to see him. We'll do 22 to Green and Boyles. Kalkbrenner, 32 minutes a night. J-Dub, 38. I want Scoot getting 38. And then we'll go 34 to Castle, 34 to Sharp. These guys are going to be playing a ton in the playoffs. We're taking on Sacramento in round 1. A team we should sweep. They no longer have De'Aaron Fox. I believe he's with the Clippers. Oh my God, they won game 1. Really? We had to win in 7. Jesus, man. How? We should be blowing that team out. And we ended up going to 7 games, which scares me a little bit, as we did have Scoot drop 25 and 6. There's J-Dub. I don't know. I'm a little nervous now. Here we are in round 2, taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Luka, Kyrie, Chris Murray, Ousmane Dieng, Derek Lively, their shooter. A team we've beaten in the past, but they've beaten us in the past as well. And we end up winning at 6. All right, it's not as easy this go around. I mean, it wasn't easy last year either, but I thought we would be a little bit more dominant throughout the first 2 rounds. And Kalkbrenner, you're scaring me a little bit. He is a free agent at the end of the year. We're taking on OKC in the conference finals. Can J-Dub ball out against his former team? Yes, he can. We end up winning in 6. Scoot, back-to-back conference finals MVPs, and we are looking for revenge against the Detroit Pistons. A little bit of a modern day like Cavs, Warriors here. We're going up against them in the finals. J-Dub was phenomenal against his former team, maybe snubbed of conference finals MVP. And let's see if we're able to beat Detroit. We do win game 1. We do win game 2. We do lose game 3. We lose game 4. We win game 5. Are we going to a game 7? Or are we going to win in 6? We're going to win in 6. So we beat the Kings in 7, beat Dallas, OKC, and Detroit in 6 to bring the first title in over 50 years to Portland. And Scoot Henderson is now like the second greatest Blazer ever after Bill Walton, and maybe could be the first at the end of this rebuild. Now it would be cool if we went up against Detroit again next year for like a winner take all. Like they've won 1, we've won 1. And Damian Lillard does retire as well. So we're most likely going to see him go into the Hall of Fame. Yep. And we are going to retire his jersey number. All right. So these are just funny like that. We're going to have to put Mexico City in the Southwest, which makes sense. But China, yeah, it's either the Atlantic or the Pacific. We're just going to throw them in the Pacific, which means the Memphis Grizzlies are joining the Southeast Division. I was thinking them, or, you know what, we'll throw them in the Central, and the Atlantic's going to stay the same. So, yeah, that's pretty much all that changed, as OKC I'm also throwing in the Northwest. I meant to say keeping in the Northwest. I thought about moving them to the Southwest, but Memphis isn't the team we moved to the East. So, yeah, we got 2 new expansion teams now. We're going to see where they're going to be picking here in the lottery. Oh, my God, number 1 overall. Well, how about that? Thank you, Phoenix. It's a new day for me, so I forget where I got that draft pick, but I now have pick 1. I wonder where that jumped up from. We have pick 1, we have pick 20, we have pick 22, and pick 32. So we have a plethora of draft picks here. The Nets via New York are picking 3. Suns via Philly are picking 4. I wonder if that's what I had with them. Maybe. The Dragons 5 and the Aztecs are going to be 6. So I'm going to bring back Doug Christie as our head coach. I think he's done a fine job for us so far. And for the first time, he's going to get a 4-year deal as well. I wonder if there is like a generational prospect in this draft. RJ Burke, a 7'2" center. All right, well, that's probably gonna be my pick, which means Tomas Stevens may not be the guy long term. Let's see who we can protect and who we can't. Yeah, Neemias Queta is probably gonna be an easy non-cut or an easy non-protect. Can I keep Kamara or do I have to let him walk? All right. You know what? Maybe Tomas Stevens for $16 million as the backup center. We're gonna keep Kamara over him. So since we're probably gonna draft a center number 1 overall, they could take Queta or they could take Tomas Stevens, as I'm probably going to draft the center and let Kalkbrenner walk. We'll see. As Hunchifino, Wallace, Schroeder, Sasser, no, that's Keegan Murray. I was going to say former Portland Trailblazer goes here in the expansion draft. I assume one of our guys will get taken, and it was Nemesis Keita, so I thought maybe I'd get out of that Tomas Stevens contract, but it is what it is. As we are now here during the NBA draft, and I feel like that'd be a no-brainer. I gotta take RJ Burke here, the 7'2" center out of Kentucky. He's 20 years old. He looks pretty good already, so we're probably gonna have to let Kalk walk. All right, so we ended up taking, RJ Burke, number 1. I drafted Roger Barnett, a 20-year-old power forward out of England. We took Cam Ward, a 22-year-old wing, former Musketeer at Xavier. I took Jalen Miles, who was 17 years old out of high school, 6'2" wing. I don't know if that means he's going to grow. I hope so, but he is a four-year option because we took him in the first round. And we got Joseph Reeves in the second, who I'm going to sign to a 2-way. We're going to pick up the team option on Shaedon Sharpe. We're going to pick it up on Jasper Johnson. 2 potential trade candidates for sure. Qualifying offers, Kalk, CMB, and Kasper Shakushanis can all get the qualifying offers. I want to see if I can get the Lakers unprotected pick in 2030 and Daniel Gafford for Shaedon Sharpe. Would they do this trade? They say no. But maybe this is the last dance with Sharpe, and then like with Scoot and J-Dub being free agents next year, maybe this team will look a little bit different. We're probably gonna let AJ Johnson walk, and then I'll see how many of these guys I get back on the qualifying offers. I mean, I'm okay getting, we're gonna let AJ Johnson walk. I'm okay getting Kalk back on the qualifying offer. I don't know if that's gonna work out. If Colin Murray Boyles gets a real deal, we're probably gonna have to let him walk. Like, we're only gonna be able to afford these guys on the QO, so let's see if that happens. I mean, I won't complain, but we'll see as we're close to the end of free agency. As Tatum stays in Boston, Flagg stays in Philadelphia. He was really good last year. The Aztecs' big signing is Alperen Şengün from the Jazz, and the China Dragons' big signing is Jalen Duren from the Sacramento Kings. Are we going to get these guys back on the QOs? It looks like we will. All right, I guess we're going to run this team back, and we're not going to have bird rights, or we will, but they won't be restricted next year. So this is going to be the last dance for a lot of guys on this team. It's going to be the end of an era. And before the offseason is over, I would like to see what some of these guys cost. Shaedon Sharpe, about $33 million a year. I think Scoot needs to be a priority, so we're going to lock him up on a 4-year extension, and I think Jalen Williams needs to be a priority as well, so we're going to lock him up on a 4-year extension. Pretty hefty prices. All right, so it's going to be an 11-man rotation. I don't know if Jasper Johnson or like Tomas Stevens is going to play in the playoffs, but yeah, it's going to be Scoot, Castle, J-Dub, CMB, and RJ Burke, with Shaedon Sharpe, Mike Green getting a ton of minutes, Kasper Shakushanis, Kalkbrenner, Johnson, and Stevens. Like, there's a lot of guys that deserve playing time. We're 4 stars under Doug Christine. I'm going to hope we can go back to back because, like, looking at the future of this team, like, what I'm envisioning next year is line up Scoot at the 1, Castle at the 2, Mike Green at the 3, possibly J-Dub at the 4, and then it's going to be RJ Burke at the 5. So Wemby wins the 2030 MVP award. Stefan Schroeder, the 33rd pick, is your rookie of the year. He was drafted a couple years ago, though. I was like, yeah, how is he an 84 already? Nate Ament is your rookie of the year. Yeah, drafted by the Knicks, 5th overall. I was going to draft him back in that draft. Dink Pate, most improved. It's kind of cool. He's actually playing for Mexico City because he's actually playing for the Mexico City G League team in real life, so he's gone full circle. There's probably a legend down there now. Caden Lewis, clutch player of the year, and Doug Christie takes home coach of the year. We go 66-16. Jalen Duren on the China Dragon averaged 21 and 19. I think he played like 40 minutes a night. Shout out to Kai Boswell, turning into like a beast player, undrafted guard. Did he transfer to Illinois? Maybe he did from Arizona. Here's All-NBA third team. Yeah, this team like wasn't gonna really have a top scorer at all. Like Shaedon Sharpe, I think, was averaging like 13 points this year, which is a shame, and that's why we're gonna let him walk in free agency. Like, we were by far the best team in the Western Conference, and it looks like in the NBA we had a 16-point differential, but we are gonna see some guys leaving free agency, like Shaedon Sharpe's gonna leave. I just think we have too much talent at the top, and obviously we can't afford everybody as well. And I think after this year, I'm going to turn on injuries just to make it a little bit more interesting and challenging throughout the last couple of years of this rebuild. So we're going up against an old friend in Anthony Simons, currently the point guard there for the San Antonio Spurs. We traded him to Orlando, spent a year there, signed with Chicago for 3 years in free agency, and now had a productive year with the Spurs. Are we able to beat them in round number 1? We actually lost game 1, but then ended up winning 5 in a row, and we're taking on the Pelicans here in round number 2. And I think it's just a tradition. Like, I don't think Jasper Johnson's making the rotation. I don't think Tomas Stevens is making the rotation. Kasper Shakushanis, like, he was pretty good for us this year, but we have Scoot Henderson, so we're going to keep him there. Sharpe, Green could get like 20 minutes tonight just for the playoffs. RJ Burke, we're getting him like fully acclimated into the playoffs here. We're going to go 30 to CMB. We're going to go 38 to J-Dub. We'll do 33 to Castle, 34 to Scoot. Taking on the Pelicans here in round number 2. They have DeJounte. Hey, they still have DeAndre Ayton. He has now spent, what, 4 full seasons 5 full seasons in New Orleans. They have Jordan Hawkins as their 6th man, Herb Jones, Malik Monk, and Big Stu coming off the bench. We are going to beat them in 6, and we're taking on the Warriors in the Gary Payton, the second bowl here in the conference finals. Man, it's going to hurt having Colin Murray-Boyles leave us probably in free agency. He's really good. So they have Malik Thomas, Jalen Harrelson, Andrew Wiggins, Kuminga, Walker Kessler, John Collins, Mitch Robb, Trey Murphy, Joe Gill, who I thought about drafting at one point on their team. I think we should beat that team. And I may have just blew a 3-1 lead. I guess I jinxed it. All right, well, that stinks. Game 1, we lost by 3 in overtime. We blow them out in game 2. We win by 12 in game 3. Yeah, we were up 3-1. All right, we just blew a 3-1 lead to the Warriors. Game 7, we lost by 1 point. That is insane. That is a gut-wrenching loss. I thought we were going to go off on a high note, and the Warriors actually lose to Detroit in 7 in the NBA Finals. So that was actually going to be, I believe, our rubber match, right? Yeah, the last 2 finals were Detroit and Portland. Damn, Detroit did their job making it to the finals. We did not, as Dennis Schroeder ends up retiring. Bunch of notable names retiring as well. Doug Christie does not retire. That would be kind of shocking. And here we are at the draft lottery. We may get a lottery pick, it looks like, via Charlotte, as the Aztecs get the #1 overall pick. We're going to have 16. We have 29 via Golden State, and we own our pick at 31. Damn, that Golden State pick, I think, was when I traded out of like the 3rd overall pick. Obviously, I got some other picks in that as well. Like looking at our future, we do own the Warriors pick next year, and we do own it in 2032, so we hope they're bad then. So we had 3 first-round picks here. The #1 pick was Bob Butler, a center going to the Aztecs. Don't they have Jalen Duren? Or no, maybe he's on the China team. Nikita Chu from Russia, really good point guard, 19 years old, 80 overall already. We took Peter Bradley, a 6'3" wing out of Baylor at number 16. We ended up taking Jolf Wahlgren from Sweden. That always have like a first-round pick late in this name, ULF. I'm probably butchering it. I apologize. And Phil Brand, a 6'1" point guard at a G-Tech at 31. We're going to pick up the option on Mike Green, Tomas Stevens, and Tamani Kamara. Like, he's a legend here. So we have a lot of guys on the team right now. I will give Jasper Johnson the qualifying offer. So looking at our team pre-free agency, we have Scoot. We got to figure out like one of these guys. Maybe Bradley's maybe the most upside guy, but Jalen Miles, like he's 18 still. Got a lot of room to grow. Like we have our backcourt. We have J-Dub. We have Mike Green, who needs to start, like former #1 overall pick from Wake Forest, Mike Green. I think he looks really good. We have Roger Barnett, who was a first-round pick last year. And then we have Tomas Stevens, a former 2nd overall pick. And then we do have RJ Burke, the former #1 pick from last year. So I don't think I'm going to re-sign many of these guys. We do have bird rights on a lot. Kalkbrenner only wants $5 million, and even if I don't play him, like that is well worth it. So we're gonna do something like that. Kasparis Shakushanis is probably gone. Like I'm not paying him $37 million. Shaden Sharp $35 million. Jasper Johnson $30 million. Colin Murray-Boyles $50 million. Oh my god, that is insane. Is he actually gonna get that? He's got 9 offers. None of them are real. And it looks like some guys ended up signing, which is cool to see. So Shaden Sharp, 4-year, $139 by the Bulls. I'm glad he got paid. He spent 8 years in Portland here, got a ring with us. But we decided to choose maybe Stephon Castle over him, which may come to some criticism in the comments. Did I lose anybody else? No, we brought back Kalkbrenner. No, I don't think we lost anybody else unless I'm tripping. So yeah, Jasper Johnson, Murray-Boyles, and Yakushanis. We'll see what's going on with these guys. And the only one I'm going to be able to afford is Jasper Johnson, 2 years, 46, about 23 mil a year. Gives us a good combo guard off the bench, and he's probably going to play more than ever as well. So player progression, J-Dub's a 94, Scoot's a 92. We're going to have no longer Shaded Sharp, Kasparis Shakushanis, and Colin Murray-Boyles on this team. RJ Burke's up to an 88. Oh my god, Tomas Stevens is up to an 87. He could be a potential trade candidate as well going forward because we have Brian Kalkbrenner coming back on a 3-year deal. And Stevens does have 1 year left after this year, so maybe next offseason is when we trade him. All right, so this is going to be the starting 5. Scoot, Stephon, J-Dub. Mike Green does have 2 inches on J-Dub, so he's going to start at the 4. RJ Burke at the 5. With Jasper Johnson, Tomas Stevens, Kalkbrenner, I think, Kamara, and Cam Wood right now. Yeah, Cam Wood, we drafted with the 22nd pick back in 2029. He's going to finally crack the rotation. We are 4.5 stars under Doug Christie. We do get blown out on opening night against the Cavs. Could be a wake-up call, but then we do bounce back and we beat the Lakers in our 2nd game of the year. I do want to see where Colin Murray-Boyles ended up. Don't tell me he got like the minimum somewhere. Like, I hate to see that. Let's see, as I typed his name in wrong. I got to type in Murray, and Colin Murray-Boyles ended up 4-year, 192 in Minnesota. Okay, I'm glad he got paid. And then if we look up Kasparis Shakushanis, he got just 1 year, $2 million. from the Clippers. Watch like one of them win most improved this year. I feel like that's probably a given. We do blow out the Mexico City team, and we're 2-1. So Tink Pate now leaves Mexico City to go to China. He plays how many minutes a night? 45 minutes a night, and drops 33, 7, and 6. Don't you just love 2K? No matter how much I go in, fire the coach, change the rotations, it just keeps end up like happening. There's nothing really I could do. Jasper Johnson, most improved. Okay, so the most improved player wasn't Colin Murray-Boyles. It wasn't Yaki Shana. It wasn't Shaden Sharp. It was the guy on our team, Jasper Johnson. Shout out to Rob Dillingham, balling out for the Brooklyn Nets this year. And then we get Coach of the Year again in Doug Christie, 67 and 15. Do we land somebody on the All-NBA teams? We do not. What about the All-Defensive teams? We also do not. Okay. But we do finish as the 1 seed in the Western Conference. We finished with a 13.1 point differential. We won 67 games, which I believe, I wonder when the last time they won 67 games is. Is it even listed here? Not only since 2008, which is kind of insane. And then in the East, the best team was the Brooklyn Nets. So Minnesota has Ant, Buffkin, and Colin Murray-Boyles, who put up 18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. I would have been fine if he ended up making it. The Clippers, did they start Kasparis? No, he is backing up De'Aaron Fox. Did they trade him away? As Shaden Sharp was fine this year. He was nothing crazy. I don't know where Kasparis Shakushanis ended up. I can actually probably just look at here as you're looking at like the top point guards in the league. Unless they changed his position. Now he actually got traded to the Heat. He was pretty good this year. The efficiency wasn't anything crazy. So yeah, we're taking on Dallas here in round number 1. Just looking at the stats this year, leading scorer was Scoot Henderson, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Pretty good efficiency at age 27. J-Dub, 19.7 points. The highest he's had since his 2025 season. 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 39 from 3. Mike Green, 18 points on really good efficiency, showing why he was the deserving number 1 pick. There's Stephon Castle. 3-point shot, never really came back, it looks like, after that 29 season. There's RJ Burke. Pretty good double-double. Maybe he's got to cool out on the threes. I feel like for the playoffs, I'm not going to go double big man off the bench. Like, I'm not going to go Kalkbrenner when I want to give Tomas Stevens some run. So, Tamani Kamara, just legend here in Portland, been here through it all. We're going to give him 15 minutes a night. Cam Wood, 10 minutes is fine, honestly, maybe like 7 a night, actually. And we can go more to the starting 5 and more to J-Dub. So, let's do that. Take it on Dallas in round 1. Luka, Kyrie, Cody Williams, Grant Williams, Derek Lively, Anthony Simons off the bench, Trey Johnson as well. We did beat Anthony last year when he was on a different Texas team. We just blew a 3-0 lead. Are you kidding me, Doug? All right, now this is last year. You know what? You blow a 3-1 lead. It's fine in the conference finals. Losing? Oh my God. We really just blew a 3-0 lead in round number 1 to an 8 seed. Win by 1 in game 1. Win by 18 in game 2. Win by 13 in overtime in game 3. Damn, this was like the Mike Green coming out party. Game 4, you lose by 24. Game 5, lose by 13. Game 6 by 3. Game 7 by 21. God damn, man. That sucks a lot. And then in the finals, you have the Hawks and you have the Spurs. The DeJounte Murray Bowl, Dylan Harper versus Wemby. And the Hawks win in 6 with Dylan Harper being your finals MVP. Damn, we suck. Anthony Davis retires on the Pistons. Oh, man. 1 seed for what? To lose in round 1. All right, Doug Christie. We don't go to the conference finals next year. You know what? Maybe even if we don't go to the NBA finals, I may have to fire you. We don't have many years left. And next year, I'm going to put on injuries as well because I just want to make it a little bit more challenging, but maybe I need to make it easier after what happened this year. Shout out to Golden State. I think they were bad. Yeah, we're going to be projected a top 10 pick in this draft. It actually drops to 11. We also have Minnesota's pick at 26 and our pick at 31. I doubt I draft 3 rookies again. Doug, you could be on the hot seat. All right, so if we have 3 centers, I think like Tomas Stevens, I should probably capitalize on his value right now after this draft. So I'm going to try to consolidate my picks. And if I moved all 3 of these first rounders in my second, like, does that get me up to pick 3? No way, right? No, it does not. All right, so, well, that was a little ambitious. Let me do pick 5. No, they don't counter that there. Okay, so let's see. Does somebody have pick 6 or 7? Toronto, would you do that for pick 6? They do not even counter. So how about the Hornets who have pick 7? They agree to that. All right, so we move up to pick 7 in this draft. I didn't want to take 3 rookies again. Barry Wennington, a 6'10 power forward from Georgia Tech. Oh my God, 80 years old. 80 overall at 18. He's going to be really good. Yeah, that looks like a stud. So I ended up taking Dalton Irving, another center I know, but we're basically going to rock 3 centers next year just because with injuries being on. BJ Burke will be or RJ Burke, excuse me, starter. Kalkbrenner backup. He'll be the 3rd string. We're going to pick up the team options on everybody here. But we're going to make a notable trade. We are going to move Tomas Stevens. Do we have any free agent right now? We do not. Do I get a mid-level exception? I do not, but there's some good players you can get for the vet minimum nowadays. Like, I can get Michael Porter Jr. to come here. And you know what's crazy? I'm going to trade for Barry Wennington, who just went #1 overall. We're going to send Tomas Stevens to Portland, or excuse me, to LA, and Stephon Castle, who's a free agent next year. We're going to have to save some money. I'm going to get Karen Dixon, a center, who was the 2nd overall pick in 2029. I may flip him, but I'm going to get Barry Wennington, the #1 overall pick, which I'm a fan of. And then I want to see if Phoenix would trade me away 2 future first-round picks and Harry Webb, who was a former 4th overall pick out of Seton Hall, for Karen Dixon. They say no. They would want Cam Wood. I'd be willing to throw that in if you want to throw in a protection backup. That's fine with me. And then I'm going to sign Jamal Shed and Michael Porter Jr. here just on veteran minimums. All right, so RJ Burke up to a 92. J-Dub's starting to regress. I guess he is 30 years old. Mike Green is a 90. Harry Webb up to an 80. Okay. Kalkbrenner regresses. Yeah, some of these guys regress, but I'm interested to see what this rotation is going to look like. And I do have to release 2 players before the season starts. So Phil Brand, I think I'm going to have to release. The other one might be off here just because he is 22 years old. So that was unfortunate to do, but we are going to advance here to the 2032 season. I think we have 2-3 years left potentially. So I'm intrigued to see what this rotation is going to look like, just because, I don't know, like, we were 1 seed. We dominated the regular season last year. You go 3-0 in the playoffs, and then you're like, all right, this is going to be an easy sweep in round 1, maybe a gentleman's sweep, and then you lose in 5. Definitely catches you off guard. So I think we may run a little bit bigger this year. J-Dub at the 2, Mike Green at the 3, and then Barry Wennington, the #1 pick, at the 4. Jasper Johnson is going to be the 6th man, which I like. Jamal Shed maybe cracks the rotation. I would like to see what Harry Webb can do. He's going to get 15 minutes. Kalkbrenner, I don't think I'm going to play. Who else is going to get in here? I think Dalton Irving is going to get some minutes because he's going to be the backup center. He can get about 15 minutes a night. And then I guess Roger Barnett, the former 1st-round pick from us, can also get 15 minutes a night. So Jasper can get 24. The bench unit's okay. Wennington can get 28. 34 to Green, 35 to Burke, 35 to J-Dub, 35 to Scoot is good with me. And then we'll do 2 more to Webb, 2 more to Barnett. So injuries are on. Stuff's going to change throughout the year. Hopefully nobody gets a season-ending injury, because that will suck. And yeah, Dink Pate takes home another MVP award. Barry Wennington, our new rookie, rookie of the year. He's now 19 years old. He was the 1st pick out of T, and I think he's going to be really good throughout the rest of this rebuild. Tomas Stevens, most improved in LA, so they got a beast. We all knew that. He averaged 3.1 stocks per game. Of course, Dink Pate's going to be your clutch player of the year. So we obviously did not have any, or we didn't get coach of the year this year. We're not going to get anybody on an all-NBA team. Which is just unfortunate. I feel like we should. Barry Wennington, our rookie 1st team. We finished the year as the 2 seed. The Houston Rockets are the 7 seed. Reed Shepherd, Amen Thompson. I forget, like, I know it's been a minute since, like, year 1, but I don't really know if I've made any deals with the Rockets. But then again, I feel like I have. I don't know. Now I'm having a terrible memory. But we can see that Mike Green was our leading scorer. We do have an unfortunate injury. Jasper Johnson would probably miss the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, something we will have to keep an eye on now that injuries are on. And if we take a look here, well, I just showed you guys the stats, but we could see how far we off from the Thunder at the 1 seed. We had a better point differential, but they ended up getting 2 more wins than us, as Brooklyn, Detroit, and Atlanta ran up that Eastern Conference. So to come up with the rotation for the playoffs, I don't know if Tumani Kamara is going to get in, but I don't mind. He's a legend here. I mean, I'll probably play Kalk over Irving, honestly, maybe just like the veteranship there. Jamal Shed wasn't terrible, but he's more of like a guard defender, and obviously we could use another guard now that Jasper Johnson is hurt. Harry Webb can get like, 24 minutes a night is fine. RJ Barrett 35. Let's go 32 to the rookie. Let's go 38 to Mike Green. Let's go 36 to J-Dub. We'll actually go 37 to those guys, because I think Mike Green is now our top player. We did lose in 7 last year in round 1. We did go up 3-1 this time around, but we did not blow a 3-1 lead, or excuse me, 3-0 lead either. Thank God. Mike Green is a beast. Scoot Henderson, beast as well. We're taking on the Spurs in round number 2. J-Dub got the wind knocked out of him, but he could play through it. We were up 2-0, and there goes Scoot Henderson. That is unfortunate. And with Jasper Johnson hurt, sucks. Oh, Jasper Johnson actually just came back, which is nice. So we do end up winning in 5, and we advance to the conference finals. Thank God, man. Like, just getting Jasper Johnson back, and Scoot should be back this series as well. And I think Scoot can actually currently play through his injury. So can we beat OKC? Can we beat J-Dub's old team? It's still a very good team. There goes Kalkbrenner. Oh, he's out for the year. He breaks his leg. Game number 2, we do lose. Game number 3, Scoot fully healthy. We do lose. Are we going to come back? Nope, we end up losing in 6. So it's kind of trippy, but yeah, Memphis is versing OKC in the NBA Finals. So Memphis ended up making it out of the East as the 4 seed. Wennington also got hurt in the final game. He got a severe left ankle sprain, which put him out for the year. So yeah, injuries kind of hurt our playoff run a little bit, but I think we should be back. And we have 2 more years left of this. I'd like to get at least 1 more ring. Obviously, with injuries on, it adds a wrinkles to this that could make it kind of challenging. Cat goes out and retires as a 91 overall. I respect that. And Doug Christie has 1 more year left on his deal. If we don't win it all next year, I may get a different coach for the 10th and final season. We did draft Kelly Mann, a 7-foot center at pick 28, and Dante McDaniel in the 2nd round. Yeah, Jess Gillard to the Aztecs looks like a stud, the number 1 overall pick, already an 84 overall. So I'm going to pick up the team option on Kalkbrenner, on Barnett. I will actually pick it up on everybody. We're going to bring most of this team back and then add in a Mike Green, pretty much massive extension. Jasper Johnson, those 2 years are up already. That's kind of crazy. All right, so I don't know if I'm going to renounce the rights on him just yet. It's going to be tough to bring him back as Mike Green gets a deal from the Warriors. 4 years, 195. Obviously, we're matching that. And I think I can bring back Jasper Johnson on a 2-year deal worth $62 million. And then we could also look just to get some bench guys. Scott Rice. This guy actually looks pretty good. So let's see if we could sign him. Are we going to be able to pick him up? He was on a G League team. Boom, there we go. Scott with 1 T. He's technically going to be a rookie next year. It'd be funny if he somehow ended up winning Rookie of the Year. So yeah, we're seeing some regression. J-Dub is starting to regress. Scoot, not sure why he's regressing. I'm not sure if that's from the injury he suffered in the playoffs. RJ Burke is now our highest overall player. So I'm going to have to release my 2nd round pick, Dante McDaniel. And Kalk is 30, which is kind of crazy. I'm not releasing Kamara. Man, do I release Kalk? I might. Damn, Kalk has been here for so long. He's been here for 7 years, but we are going to release him because we do have some younger options as the backup center. We just drafted one in the 1st round as well. So I'm pretty sure our lineup is going to be most likely Scoot. I guess we can go, yeah, Green and J-Dub on the perimeter. We're going to go Wennington at the 4 and BJ Burke at the 5. Not BJ. Is it... Or is it PJ? Why do I keep for RJ? Wow, I'm just tripping there. Yeah, it's a good starting 5. Obviously, I do need J-Dub starting. All right, so Wemby just wins another MVP as the sky is blue. Do we get back a Coach of the Year award? Yes, we do. We go 68-14. I mean, Doug Christie has done nothing but dominating as he has been our head coach since basically the first offseason. We take a chance on him, and he balls out. There's Tomas Stevens. I mean, a beast now. I mean, as you'd expect. But shout out to RJ Burke being on all NBA or defensive 2nd team. He hit his 3s last year. He didn't really as much this year. We do finish the year as the 1 seed going up against the 8 seeded Clippers in round number 1. There's some really good teams in the West, us, OKC, and San Antonio. And then you got Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference. In terms of injuries right now, we are a fully healthy team going into the playoffs, which is great with Mike Green being our leading scorer, followed by Scoot, RJ Burke, Wennington, Williams, and Scott Rice, which is a nice pickup. And round number 1 against the Clippers, their best player, oh, they got Josh Primo, they got De'Aaron Fox, Kwame Evans, Peja Tomasevich, they got Lewis Allen as a power forward as well. A couple auto-generated guys in there, and we end up sweeping them. So we're taking on Houston round number 2, who we did beat in the playoffs last year in round number 1. Okay, RJ Burke, is he dominating? 38 minutes a night in that round 1 series is kind of insane. And we beat the Rockets in 5 in round number 2. Burke and Green combined for 43 points between the two. Taking on the Spurs in the conference finals. A really good team. Can we beat Wemby, the best player in the NBA? Yes, we can. And we are back in the NBA finals. RJ Burke, Noah Clowney. Okay, that's a crazy conference finals MVP. So we won the finals. It was like 3-4 years ago. Our last finals win was 3 full years ago. But we're back here. We win game 1. We win game 2. And Scoot Henderson breaks his ribs. He's out for the playoffs. Jasper Johnson is in. Game number 3, we lose. Game 4, we lose. Wow. This is like the Golden State Warriors in 2019. Wow, Scoot gets hurt. We are going to a game 7. Jasper Johnson has got to play through a strained hip in this series. All right, so here's where an injury can affect us. We outscore them by 6 in the first. We have a terrible second quarter. We are down by 12. We need to come back here in the 4th. We're at home, and we are going to blow the 2-0 lead, I think. Unless we go on some crazy run. No, we lose game 7 at home. That sucks, and I bet you Scoot Henderson does not get hurt. We win the finals, and we lose in 7. And Corey Dennis, former 3rd overall pick, is your finals MVP. So Giannis and Joel Embiid head to the Hall of Fame. I guess I kind of have to bring back Doug Christie, I don't think he's the reason why we lost. We did get the 7th overall pick via the Phoenix Suns, and we are going to bring back Doug Christie for the last year of this rebuild. And we drafted Clarence Pickett, a 6'4" wing out of Temple. Maybe I'm a little biased taking him there. Sheldon Rivers at pick 31. Going to pick up the options on Wennington, Irving, and Peter Bradley. As Cooper Flagg got hurt, it looks like. So we do have some notable qualifying offers to hand out. RJ Burke, yeah, is going to get paid a boatload of money from us. He gets a deal from the Pistons, 4 years, $240 million. That is so much money. We're obviously matching that. We bring back Roger Barnett on a 1-year deal. Same with Jalen Miles. That was like that 17-year-old we drafted a couple years ago. And then we get Harry Webb here on a 1-year deal to return. And I think this is going to be the team for the last run for the final season. And yeah, J-Dub and Scoot regresses a little bit. Webb's up to an 87 overall. Irving's an 84. Burke's a 96. And we get the MVP in the final year. RJ Burke, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 36% from 3, 2.4 stocks a night. There we go. So that means we're finally going to have somebody on an all-NBA team in the final year. And in the final year, we go 72-10. Shout out Doug Christie, man. What a hire. It's like we hired the next Pat Riley. And we are the 1 seed in the Western Conference. So for the playoffs, I do want to turn injuries off. I think it's the final year. I'd rather see this team relatively at full strength. We do not have any injuries going into the playoffs, which is great. Taking a look at the standings, 20.7 point differential. We're going up against the Nets in the finals. That is my hot take, right? It's not really that hot of a take. This team is really good. Green, Wennington, Burke, Henderson, Williams. That is a great starting 5. And we're taking on the Pelicans in round number 1. Charlie Huggins, yeah, he was drafted by the Lakers, right? Back? Oh, no, it was the Pelicans. Wow. He's turned into a superstar from Duke. So let's see if we're able to beat them. And we won 72 games. We have now 76 wins on the year. The goal is to have 98 wins by the end of this. Shout out to the MVP, RJ Burke. We're taking on Minnesota in round number 2. They still have Colin Murray-Boyles, who's up to a 93 overall. Wow, he had 24 points per game in his 2nd year in Minnesota. And we are going to advance to the conference finals to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's beat them, and let's head to the NBA Finals. We beat them in the playoffs last year, and we're going to beat them in the playoffs this year. We win in 7. Oh, man, my hot take comes true. We're taking on the Nets. Tracy Black, really good player. RJ Burke, he could complete the trifecta. He's got MVP, Conference Finals MVP. He just needs Finals MVP. Him and Barry Wennington is unreal. All right, game 1 goes to Brooklyn, or excuse me, Portland. Game 2 goes to Portland. Game 3 goes to Brooklyn. This happened to us last year, but no, we do not let them tie it up 2-2. We go up 3-1, and the Portland Trailblazers win the 2034 NBA Finals. RJ Burke cannot complete the trifecta because Barry Wennington, 26, 9, and 3, 1.6 steals, 57% from the field, 47% from 3, as we win the 2034 Finals, which gives us our 2nd Finals victory of this video. We got to go to 4 out of 10 Finals, which I would say is a success. We did lose in 2028 and in 2033, but we won in 29 and in 34. And that is gonna be it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, I would appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. You want to see another version of this for a team that may blow it up at the deadline, like the Utah Jazz or the Chicago Bulls? Yeah, let me know down below. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.